Okay, welcome to the Bellport Battle Bunker. I'm going to be doing a little mini-series on my preparation for a tournament that's upcoming for a local tournament. It's actually at the War Store on Middle Island. I've been filming a few of the games there, so if you're familiar with that company, they do have an online sales and a whole website and everything. They have a place that's based out in Riverhead, but this is their brick and mortar store that's in Middle Island. It moved from Riverhead. And I think they have a place out in South Hold or somewhere on the North Fork that has all their warehouse with all of their product. But they're running local tournaments now at this new store, so it's been really good for us, or at least for me. It's a close by, so I'm able to get to it. And it seems to be generating a lot of new players for, many games, but most notably for me, Warhammer 40K. So, obviously, you've seen my channel. You know that I have Imperial Guard and also Space Marines, Crimson Fists. So I'm going to be going with the Crimson Fists for this tournament. I've been playing the Astra Militarum in my campaign a lot. So I have some lists that I'm thinking about. Obviously, it's a tournament. So if I wanted to go competitive, I'm going to lean towards the Gladius, which is coming out of this book. But I also like the Sternhammer Strike Force, which was an updated Imperial Fist version, and it had a lot of cool detachments in there. So I'm going to go over first in this video, if I were to pick the more competitive aspect, the Gladius Strike Force, which has the ability to unlock free transports. Now, the restrictions on the tournament, you're not allowed to have more than, you can have an allied knight, but it can't be more than one. So this book is in play, the Imperial Knights. And I do have two knights. I have a Warden and an Errant. They are not using the Death from the Skies rules, but there are flyers available. And I do have two newly painted Stormhawks. So they're an option for me. And then I have the Imperial Agents books. And you know that I have Imperial Guard, Astra Militarum. So I have a bunch of units from them. I also have some Grey Knights. I painted up a squad of Terminators and a Librarian. So I can also take from that book also. But these are the two main ones. So let's take a look. So the Gladius Strike Force. This is the one where it has the core of a battle demi company. And if you get two battle demi companies, one led by a captain, one led by a chaplain, it unlocks company support, which means you can get a free dedicated transport at no points cost. So this is obviously the more competitive build for a tournament. So I have that option. I'm going to be going over that choice today, the bare bones minimum, and then what we can use to build upon it. More likely than not, it's going to be a 10th company task force, because I do have a full I have 5 10-man squads with various weapons. I also have a land speed of storm, so one of them could be in a transport if need be. Okay, so this is an example of a Gladius Strike Force. So this is the two battle demi companies being combined. You see the one on the right and the one on the left. I think these are like minimum squads, minimum of what would be taken. Now obviously the weapons between the Devastators and such can be swapped out. I have multiple weapons. I have pretty much anything except for plasma cannons are an option. Plenty of grab cannons, plenty of las, missile launchers, heavy bolters, any of that stuff. So what do I got here? I got two battle dummy companies. One on the right is 3 tactical squads and a Devastator squad, so you can see that. And the one on the left is identical to the one on the right, 3 tactical squads and a Devastator squad. Now there's no upgrades for the tacticals, and those dedicated transports, those Razorbacks, will be free. Now obviously they could be Rhinos or drop pods. And I do have up to 8 drop pods total in my collection that I would be able to use. So Devastators. Now I can go Razorback, I can go Rhino. That's the free dedicated transport. I'm paying for the upgrades. I would like to be able to squeeze in those las cannons. I do not think I'll be able to with this build unless I take some points out of these las cannons. So what I went with was 3 las cannons in each Devastator squad, trying to unlock that Imperial Fist's ability to have Tank Hunter on my Devastators. So Centurion Devastators and regular Devastator squads will have Tank Hunter, which is, obviously a bonus. Now, fast attack. I usually roll with attack bikes. Now, I could put one attack bike in each of these squadrons, which would knock the points cost down, which would open up the ability for me to take these las cannons. or even upgrade some of these or get one more additional las cannon in both of these squads. But as it stands right now, I went with 2 Landspeeder Typhoons. They're 70-point models apiece, and each squad is going to get one. Each Battle Demi company will get one to fulfill the fast attack I could go in an assault squad for 70 points, put a flamer or 2 in there, and then you know, obviously put drop pods. That would be a good way to go, drop podding them in. But it's an option. So now here are the optional additions. So you can either have a Dreadnought, and I love the Ironclad. I mean, obviously armor 13 front and side, dual heavy flamer coming out of a drop pod. It's a beast. I mean, you know, the chain fist and it's got 5 base attacks. It's a beast. So it can take out things in cover with the flamer templates, and it can also attack vehicles, and it's good in hand to hand. So it's a versatile unit. Then you got these command squad options. Now these are plasma guns, and the chaplain does have Terminator armor and a combi plasma. Obviously this could be tinkered with. It could be reduced to meltas, or it could be reduced to grab. I can exchange it for grab guns. There's options that I have available here, or I could just not take it and free up some points and then bulk out either my scouts or get something else. So it's identical on both sides. A command squad and an Ironclad, one led by a chaplain, obviously, the other one led by a captain. So both Battle Demi companies can have these. I really like the Ironclads as an option. Everything that you see here on this table would be objective secured, which is obviously another tremendous asset in competitive play, especially for those games that involve securing objectives. And obviously these drop pods are ideal for that purpose also. So this whole army, everything you see in here from the Battle Demi companies up, even the dedicated transports, which are free, including the drop pods or whatever I want to put for them, would be objective secured. So to round out my 1850 points would be this squad. It's the minimum. It's a 10th company task force, and they're just bolter scouts. That's it. 165 points. So that's the bare bones minimum that I would be able to get if I got all these toys of command squads with plasma, ironclads, the Landspeeder Typhoons instead of attack bikes, and las cannons obviously on the tanks and on the Devastators, and then these 2 optional units. So this whole thing right here would be coming in at about 1845, I think it was, and but it does leave some room for switch flip-flops. So point for point basis. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them at the bottom, and just state what you would take out. If you're familiar with the points course, great, just put it down there. If you're not sure and you just want to still give ideas, you can do that, and then let me worry about the points and where I can squeeze out the points or save them somewhere else. But this is the minimum, because you have to have an auxiliary choice to make this entire Gladius possible, which is the free dedicated transports. So that would be the minimum points that I would be able to spend if I went the Gladius Strike Force route. And obviously you see the benefit. I mean, if these were Razorbacks, which are 55 points a pop, I'm obviously only paying the 20 points upgrades for each of those las cannons. So of all these tanks, that's 2, 4, 6, 8 Razorbacks, and then 4 drop pods, all free. If I paid for the 2 las cannons, it would be 40 points for all of that, with that auxiliary, the scouts. So what do you think? I'm asking the community. I have an idea of what I want to do. I'm not going to stray too far from this. If I did go the Gladius Strike Force route, it would be in this kind of a theme. And like I said, I could go real bare bones, attack bikes, none of these other drop pods, commands, just a captain and a chaplain. Even if it was just a bare bones captain and chaplain, then it would open up a whole bunch of other things. So what do you think about just this as an 1850 force going into a tournament where you will not see more than one knight, but there will be probably Traitor Legion, Necron, Tau, all that type of stuff. So what do you guys think? Give me some comments below, and any suggestions will be welcomed. Thank you.